Hello, everyone. I know everyone's kind of busy, and I'm a little busy too. But thank you very much for joining us. For joining me today for Wakiko Sensei's 30-day appreciation remembrance service. We're not at the Chula Vista Kosha. We're not at church. We're actually in Mexico at the moment. We're actually here in Tijuana. And I was like, what do I do for this service? I'm not sure. Um, and knowing that Wakiko Sensei was, I think secretly she enjoyed travel. I think secretly she really enjoyed it. And so I figured, well, she has no health restrictions, no dietary restrictions. So what the heck? We're going to bring her here to Tijuana. And so we'll be performing her service here today in Tijuana. So without any further ado, I'd like to begin today's 30-day appreciation remembrance ceremony. Arigatou gozaimashita. Arigatou. 一度拝礼 four sincere claps. Amatsu nori to 高間の原にかむずまります。かむろぎかむろみのみこともち、すめみおやかみざなぎのみこと、つくしのひゅうがのたちばなの、おどのあわぎはらにみそぎ、はらいたまうときにやれませる。あらえどの神たちもろもろん。らごと罪汚れを払いたまい、清めたまえと申すことの、よしおは待つ神国津、神やおよろずの神たちともに、雨の淵駒の耳振り立てて、聞こしめせとかしこみも申す。一度敬礼 Please bow your heads in prayer. 慎みで、ひがみ金光大臣の御前に間を割く。今より、井川和喜子馬し照道姫の御霊の神30日祭、取り行わんとす。教祖金光大臣様、歴代金光様、現教主金光様をはじめ、金光教大阪教会、姫路教会、福崎教会、一広教会、玉溝屋教会、三霊語教会、ホノルル教会、ワヒヤバ教会、キューラーズ教会、安倍の教会、各教会、初代教会長、歴代教会長、現教会長の御徳をすがり申し、今日の見祭り使え祭らんとす。これあげ行わん礼儀教区5日に、愚神祭り信奉者、もろもろ、おのものもみを正し、心新たにいただかしめたまえと、神取り次ごいねぎ立て祭りて、かしこみもまおす。ひがみ金光大臣、I seek your toritsugi for today's service. Today, we conduct the 30-day appreciation remembrance ceremony for the late Reverend Wakiko Igawa. As someone without virtue, I seek to receive and cling to the virtue of Konko Daijin, the successive Konko-samas, the present Konko-sama, as well as the founding, past, and present head ministers of the Konko churches of Osaka, Himeji, Fukuzaki, Michihiro, Tamamizu, San Diego, Honolulu, Wahiwa, Razu, and Abeno for today's service. Today, those in attendance and I come together with our hearts, bodies, and minds, refreshed, purified, and ready for today's service. Thank you. Now, please raise your heads. Please open your prayer books to page 7 for the Adoration Prayer. We lift our eyes in awe toward heaven soaring above. We lift our eyes in awe toward heaven soaring above. We bow our heads in prayer toward earth rich and deep. Living amid such gifts of Kami's great giving, how happy and grateful we are. The mediation of Ikigami Konko Daijin does not stop for a single day. The protection of the Divine Parent embraces all far and wide. The blessings of Kami flow without limit through all generations. The ways of Kami are mysterious and wondrous beyond our understanding. Day by day, every day, earnestly and reverently, we praise the virtues of Kami. We honor the power of Kami. Norito Sojo, reading of the main prayer. Before the altar of Kami. Chido Keide, please bow your heads in prayer. Kakemmaku mo kashikoki, enchi kane no kami no o hiromae, Higami Konko Daijin no uzu no mimae ni, Konko kyo sannego kyokai, kashikomi mo maosaku. Oyami-sama, on this 30th of May, we come together to remember, pray for, give thanks, and honor she who opened the way for people to recognize your love and grace in their lives. She who taught the teachings of your first disciple, Konko Daijin. She who brought to California the teachings of her mother, of her mentor, of living a life of faith with you and our ancestors. Together, today, with hands together, here in Tijuana, Mexico, in the beautiful Hyatt Place Hotel, we honor the founding minister of the Konko Church of the Whittier Rose Hills, the Reverend Wakiko Igawa. Albeit you called her home on May 1st, 2026. "30 days have swiftly moved on, and still, for many, it is surreal that her physical presence is gone. However, the truth is that you sent her to us so that we may get to know you better. For over 32 years, your faithful Ujiko continued to pray not only for those seeking salvation, but also for those who came simply to visit, to speak, to laugh, to weep, and to find comfort within the warmth of faith and food, the Hiromae and Toritsuki. 11513 Sierra Sky Drive was more than just a house. It was a pu'uhonua, a sanctuary filled with love for people who needed their lives held in love. From the moment of her birth until the moment of her return to your bosom of love and virtue, Wakiko Sensei, or Ba-chan, as she was affectionately called, was always surrounded by faith and continually felt your presence within the unfolding of her daily life. Truly, she lived a life of Shinjin Seikatsu, a life grounded in faith. Her heart remained ever turned toward you, and through her life, her children came to know your grace, your divine workings, your boundless blessings. And although Kyoto-sama told us not to use this word, please know, I am. We have come to learn and know the miracles born through sincere faith. Today, upon the occasion of our 30-day appreciation remembrance ceremony, we gather in love and appreciation to remember her life and faith. We further give thanks that the faith bestowed upon her continued on through her children and grandchildren, becoming a living inheritance. And now we humbly ask that you hold her mitama within your boundless bosom of love, grace, and virtue. During this sacred time of transition and training, protect and guide her spirit as she grows accustomed to the path before her. May she become a mitama who lovingly watches over not only her beloved Ohana, but also all those who remember her, love her, and continue to seek comfort through the faith she cherished. Together with Kyosu-sama and the successive Konko-samas, the Reverend Akinobu Konko, as well as the founding second and third head ministers of the Konko Church of Fukuzaki, the Reverend Isao Goto and Reverend Tomoyo Goto, the Reverend Taiichi Tsuki and Reverend Alfred Tsuki. Surround her by guiding mitama who will nurture, teach, and protect her throughout her spiritual training. And we all know that Alfred Sensei and Wakiko Sensei had an almost childlike, sibling-like relationship. So I guess it's okay for her to have fun during this time as well. And upon the completion of her 50-day appreciation remembrance ceremony, may she continue to answer and guide those who call upon her spirit. Allow her to receive toku, shintoku, and deitoku, so that she may help her ohana, friends, ministerial colleagues, and others. Use her spirit to help revive the faith she so dearly loved, to continue spreading throughout the United States, Mexico, Brazil, and the world. Watch lovingly over her beloved ohana, those close to her, friends, members. Gently guide them toward healing in the days and seasons ahead. Allow them to feel your boundless love and grace, and grant them the wisdom and faith to find meaning amidst the sorrow of Ba-chan's passing. Likewise, we humbly ask that you continue to watch over the members of the Whittier Rose Hills Church. Though they now grieve the loss of the minister who guided and nurtured them for so many years, may the church rise like a phoenix, like Wakiko Sensei so dearly loved. For truly her own life reflected the spirit of the phoenix. Even in moments of hardships, suffering, and despair, she continually rose, seeing within every trial your divine purpose, your grace, and the sacred gift of life itself. Itama no mitoku, iyoyo takaku toutoki, kami no mizurai ni, 召し上げたまいて、このウィッタローズル教会、並びにサンネゴ教会、北米地域、メキシコのそれぞれの広前の遠長き定めの神として、信奉者もろもろの守りの神と、世の守り日の守りと、守り、恵み、先はうべき、いつの尊き御霊と、さしめたまえと、かしこみも恋ねぎ松楽と申す。Now, please raise your heads. 一度共に入れ for sincere claps along with the head officiant. Chido haide 4 sincere claps along with the head officiant. Chido haide 4 sincere claps. Chido keire, please bow your heads. これの霊前にお静まりくださいます。Before the simple altar here at the Hyatt Place Hotel, Tijuana, I call forth the following mitama. 金光教三霊語教会初代、湯川のりかず牛の御霊の神、金光教本部、金光平気君の御霊の神、金光秋信大平津子の御霊の神、金光教福崎教会初代、牛尾広見道分けま柱牛の御霊の神、二代教会長、牛尾小春てる玉道森姫の御霊の神、三代教会長、牛尾広直伊豆の道置広則牛の御霊の神。言葉来て、この霊書に祝い祭る。Further, we call forth the family of the following. 菊川家、松本家、碇家、井川家、藤本家、Ping family, Sanchez family, O'Farrell family, Ivy family, 小寺家、大田家、林家の当通親世のたちの御霊の神を今日の井川脇子馬し照道姫の御霊の神30日祭にお呼び出し申し上げ立て祭ります。As those called forth today, we ask that those called forth today, please join us as we honor and remember, support and pray for the late Reverend Wakiko Igawa on the 30-day appreciation remembrance ceremony. 今日の井川脇子馬し照道姫の御霊の神30日祭を使え祭らんと、金光秋信大平津子の御霊の神、湯川安太郎馬し照安し馬し道照三柱牛の御霊の神、湯川茂牛の御霊の神、湯川誠一牛の御霊の神、湯川信直牛の御霊の神、湯川則和牛の御霊の神、牛尾広見道分けま柱牛の御霊の神、牛尾小春てる玉道森姫の御霊の神、牛尾広直いつの道沖広則牛の御霊の神、厚井文雄牛の御霊の神、後藤勲の御霊の神、後藤智代姫の御霊の神の御とごすがり申し上げたて祭ります。Now, please raise your heads. 牛を広み道分けま柱牛の御霊の神。牛を小春てる玉道森姫の御霊の神霊人廃止。哀れ青雲下わしき。道分けま柱牛の御霊の神早。忍ぶも懐かしき。てる玉道森姫の御霊の神早。いすずの川の清き深き御心持ちて。神をい甘い道を尊び。播磨の海の広き遠き身思い持ちて。世を祈り人を救いて。道の御光を甘かがし、教えの恵みを国かがし、人の世のもとつ道を極め尽くし、神と人と一つなることわりを、まさやかに教えまつぶさに示したまいし、大き高きみいさを尊み祭り、いやび祭らくを、広くきこしめし、めぐし橋とみそなわして、道の行く手をは松日のやとに守り、教えの子らが行く末を、照る月のや広に恵みたまえと、かしこみも申す。Please open your prayers to page 18 for the Seasons of Life prayer. We lift our eyes and see heaven soaring high and clear. We bow our heads and feel rich earth spreading far and deep. Stars and planets travel through space, and the eternal source of life gives birth to all, nurtures all, blesses all. The earth receives these blessings and brings forth beautiful green mountains and clear blue waters. Yet time passes and seasons change, transforming all things. As petals fall, grasses wither, and the winter wind blows. Our bodies return to earth, our spirits to Kami. The span of each life is beyond our understanding. Kami's workings are mysterious and profound, but we find comfort in knowing that heaven and earth is our eternal home, and that Kami's love is infinite and beyond measure, and Kami's protection embraces all. The mediation of Ikami Konko Daijin unfolds continuously through all of time, transcending life and death, from our ancestors to our descendants. How wonderful to bask in this divine favor. For this we give thanks. With sincerity and devotion, practicing faith, and acquiring virtue. We give thanks to the source of life and praise the Hello. Hi there, I'm really sorry. We just had a power outage right now, but I can still continue the service because thank goodness for the cell phone. I do apologize for that. Oops, sorry. I 一度敬礼 Please bow your heads in prayer. 春竹縄なるアメリカ合衆国東海岸プリンステンの地にて涼しき風の静かに吹き渡る中、恩義を深く支え続けし、愛おしきご息女とそのご家族、並びに片時も離れず、お使いせし献身の介護者に囲まれながら、天地金の大家神様は、御霊を限りなきご愛情、ご神徳、に恵みの懐へとしずしずしく抱き、収めたまいぬ。かねてより、恩義の例えとして、語りたまいし、不死鳥のごとく、通しみゆ、みはも、はや、立ち上がること、かなわざりしも、今は天地金の大家神様の大見恵みによりて、御霊はかくかくと輝きながら、尊き不死鳥のごとく、十に高く登りましぬ。年やまねく取り次ぎの三倉とましたまいし、これの岩殿の伊豆の御霊印に、御心も麗しく静まりませる。金光教ビッタローセル教会、初代教会長、井川和喜子馬し照道姫の御霊の神と称え祭る。初代教会長の伊豆の神御霊の御前に、教え子、教派神と金光教三礼語、通しみ、病、かしこみ、はしこみも魔を咲く。Reverend Wakiko Igawa, born to Mikyo and Chikai Kigegawa in the city of Iwakuni in Yamaguchi Prefecture, you entered this world surrounded by love and nurtured by the faith of your beloved mother. A faith you would pass down to your three beautiful children, Kyoshi Jr., Mitsuko, and Kazuko. Today marks 30 days since your passing, and it is still hard to believe that you are no longer with us physically. It feels so surreal. Your life that began in Iwakuni City, Yamaguchi Prefecture, one that was started in poverty and suffering, ended in a home of love and abundance. Today was the third Mexico gathering. As it always seemed like you enjoyed traveling, it feels so apropos that your 30-day appreciation and remembrance ceremony is held here in Mexico at the beautiful Hyatt Place Tijuana. During your life, you were always about wanting people to be happy. You wanted them to feel joy, even at the expense of yours. The Reverend Hironori Ushio received from Kami-sama your posthumous name of Umashi Terumichi Hime no Mitama no Kami. In his explanation, he shared, quote, Wakiko Sensei lived her life true to her appointed role and station in life, which was bestowed upon her by Kami-sama. She ceaselessly illuminated the paths of those around her, end quote. You and your husband, Kyoshi Sensei, took in people who needed a place, a pu'uhonua, a sanctuary, a place to heal before being released back into the realities of life. People like Yuki Tagami, Reverend Masanori Takeuchi, Mr. Masashi Nishikawa, Mr. Brian Nakayama, and many more. Your home was a place of healing and learning for them, your family, friends, and church members. You are blessed with beautiful children and grandchildren who all in their own rights and ways have grown up and represent you and Kyoshi Sensei well. Richard Sanchez, Avalon Igawa, Edward Sanchez, Catherine Sanchez, Dennis Igawa III, Mariko Skylar Fong, and Michio Gavin Fong. For more than 30 years, you faithfully continued your sacred Goyo, touching and guiding countless lives through Toritsugi, hugs, prayers, kisses, compassion, your delicious food, and your most priceless characteristic. Your unwavering faith is not just Kami-sama, but also humanity. You once wrote to Reverend Hironao Ushio, the third head minister of the Fukuzaki Church, about something that happened between Miko and Todd. Miko was extremely upset at Todd, and Todd was extremely hurt by the words Miko was saying. You asked that the two would find forgiveness with each other. And be the loving siblings you knew and believed they could be. During these 50 days of sacred spiritual training, may you remain close to Reverend Akinobu Konko, Reverend Hiromi Ushio, Reverend Koharu Ushio, Reverend Hironori Ushio, Reverends Isao and Tomoyo Goto, Reverend Taichi Tsuki, Reverend Haruko Helen Ishiwata, and Reverend Alfred Tsuki. May they all continue to guide, nurture, and lovingly teach your mitama as you prepare for the next stage of your sacred Goyo. And as Kyoso-sama taught, may you continue to accumulate toku, virtue, and lovingly aid those who think of you, pray for you, and seek comfort through your spirit and faith. And, by the way, I got the official okay from Kami-sama for you and Alfred Sensei to act silly from time to time. We know how much you two had similar backgrounds and loved to laugh. Through the 30-day, 40-day, and 50-day memorial ceremonies, may your mitama continue to be strengthened and encouraged throughout this sacred time of training. Likewise, may these ceremonies also remind all of us who remain in this world to remember you with gratitude, to remember the laughter, the lessons, the warmth, and the faith you shared amidst the constant movement and busyness of daily life. Enjoy the food that has been offered to you. You no longer have any physical nor dietary restrictions. So, girlfriend, you just enjoy, and enjoy. 今なお、涼しき日々の続く中、優しき日の光は変わることなく天地を照らし続けれども、御身の写しようにおける姿を失いしことに、多くの人々の心は未だ深き寂しさを抱きており、されど、御霊を決して忘れ去らることなく、とわに日々の人々の心の中に生き続けたまうことを固く信じ立てまつりませる。かねてより、御身の心を深く惹かれし、不死鳥が肺の中より新たに麗しく蘇るごとく、御霊もまたようよう麗しく、ようよう かくかくと輝き、ようようと、ようようと時、ご神徳、ご霊徳に満ち満ちて登りましますたまえ。そして、御霊の御国より、御光を絶えすことなく、愛と祈りをもって、恩義を慕う人々を導き、守り、慰め、育み続けたまえ。誠の信心をして、誠の影を被るべく、御霊導き、御霊先へ、玉へと、かしこみ、恋のみ松楽と申す。Now, please raise your heads. Chido tomoni haire, 4 sincere claps along with the head officiant. Please open your prayer books to page 19 for the newly departed soul prayer. To the spirit of Wakiko Igawa, Umashi Terumichi Hime no Mitama no Kami. We love you now and forever. Fond memories of you fill our hearts. We shall miss your physical presence, yet you will remain in our hearts forever. We pray for your spirit, eternal happiness. We sincerely pray with heart and soul. As a beloved child of Kami, you were given the gift of life and sought to live it fully each and every day. As you leave your spirit physical form, please listen to our prayers. Whether in your physical or spiritual form, the universe is your eternal home. You will always be blessed with a peaceful heart. Know that you are always embraced by Kami's love. Chido Haire, 4 sincere claps. Aloha mai everybody, and thank you very much for joining me today for Wakiko Sensei's 30-day appreciation remembrance ceremony. I do apologize. Who would have known that something would have happened to the electricity? But fortunately, I was able to power up the computer beforehand. But thank you very much for joining us today. You know, I have to admit, I really didn't know what to do, but I really didn't know. And just knowing that, she loved to travel. She got to go to Europe. She visited Hawaii a whole bunch of times. Japan every year for 50 years, for 50 years continuously. she would make this annual pilgrimage to Konkokyo headquarters and her parent church, the Konko Church of Fukuzaki. Truly, she's someone who will be missed. Inside the Norito, there was a very, I remember that time inside the Norito, I wrote about, and I didn't know she wrote this to her parent minister, but she wrote about an incident that happened between Miko and myself. And what's interesting, it was in the letter, she didn't take sides. I remember during that time that she listened to my side of the story. She also listened to Miko's side of the story. She understood Miko's side of the story. She understood my side of the story, but she didn't take sides. All she wanted was for us to find forgiveness for each other. In the letter she writes, I just want them to find forgiveness for each other. I just want them to be the siblings that they are. That just reminds me of why Kami-sama gave her the name Umashi Terumichi Hime no Mitama no Kami. Umashi, one of great hope, beautiful desire. Terumichi, to shine upon a pathway or way. And this is, when you really think about it, she tried to live a life that we all should try to emulate. When I watch Kaz in her life, she really does take in a lot. She does so much for other people, forgetting about herself just like her mother does. But she always wants to make sure, just as the posthumous name says, she wants everybody to shine on the pathway that they're supposed to be walking, treading upon. I think that's one of the most beautiful things we can ever ask for, to live that kind of life. People who are teachers, we all have that kind of responsibility. And regardless of your occupation, regardless of kind of work that you do, truly, we have a responsibility. I think Wakiko Sensei did her best in her own way to do that for everybody else and to share that with everybody else. So you're probably wondering what's going to happen on our 40th memorial ceremony. It's going to be a special one. I promise you, that'll be a special one. So stay tuned. But thank you everyone for joining and being a part of this. I truly appreciate it. If excluding family members of Wakiko Sensei, for immediate family members, I'd love to ask. I completely forgot to make a Google Doc, but if you could send on I think there should be a email address. Oh, I don't see the email address. I have no clue where it went. I thought I sent the email address. Let me do this again. If you could send to that email address your name, just that you attended 30-day appreciation remembrance ceremony, I'd like to pass that on to the family to let them know who attended the ceremony, because I think that would help them in their healing process. But until the 40th day, please take care. Please stay safe. Ahui ho, malama pono. And look, she gonna be eating, girl gonna be eating some really ono stuff. So, bye-bye.